This is Alma, Missouri, US by Celobuki. It is 887.63 megabytes download. And the description is a little bit long, so I'll just grab a few little bits here and there. Obviously, it is a map based on the town of Alma in Missouri, US. There is 3 placed farms on the map, which we'll be checking out as we go round. 42 farmlands, small forestry, BGA, which will not produce electricity but will produce methane, which you can collect and sell at the gas station. It's traffic, pedestrians, Missouri license plates, custom crop calendar. There's a train with a sale point. Productions we have available: sawmill, dairy, a tailor shop, pizzeria, ketchup production, popcorn factory, a corn dryer, grain mill, bakery. There's placeable greenhouses with a new fruit type, which is pumpkins. There's some added in mods which we'll go through. Various sell points, as you can see, and additional items that have been added to the map. Soybeans will grow in rows and produce straw. Benji FS maize textures, 3 new crops: rye, peas and alfalfa. Alfalfa has been implemented in animal feed, and there's been 3 bunker silos added that will accept alfalfa and dry alfalfa. You can use the swathing system here thanks to BC Bueller Farms. There's a car washing station in the town. Changed the weather conditions a bit so that winters will be with a lot of snow. Background texture changes as the seasons change. So awesome. Let's go and check it out. And here we are. This is where you start off in all 3 modes, and this is the map, guys. So we are actually right up here in this top corner. We've got a little John Deere Gator there waiting for us. Probably going to swap that out and grab a pickup, but I'll do that off camera. I've also need to add in some money. Now I'm in new farmer mode, and this is what we start off with. So we get these 2 plots of land. So the 3 fields that it says in the description, obviously these 3 fields here, but there's 2 separate plots. So this field is separate as a plot to this plot, which is the 2 fields and the farm. Now this field here, $209,000 or whatever you're playing in, and the actual farm of those 2 fields, $620,760 for that. So not too bad, the prices of the fields. Now there's some big ones on here, as you can see. I think this is the most expensive, $901,000, and then there's tiny little ones over here, just over 21 grand, so not too bad. So that's obviously one of the farms. Another one's down here, and the other one's up top right there. Obviously I will be adding in some money to do that. This is a town area where, to be honest, most of the things are sale points and productions. So, and a couple of things will show up when we buy the other farms as well, some animal pens, etc. But you can buy the whole of the map, even the areas where there's productions and sale points. The only part of the map that you can't buy in this sort of mode like that, clicking on it and turning it blue, is over here, this plot. So I'm clicking on that, nothing's happening. That's because that is where the BGA is. But if you buy the BGA at the spanner or the wrench, it will show up this area as blue. Do have the train on here. It runs this way, so west to east along here, and it goes off and sells to Sedalia. I think that's how you say that. Got obviously a railroad silo, we can rent a train, etc. like that, so we will be checking all that out. Pretty cool. Now if you look at the crop types on the right hand side, if I push across, we do have rye, peas and alfalfa showing there. I don't know if there's any growing on the map. No rye. There is a couple of fields of peas and some alfalfa, in fact, down on our farm. So that's quite a nice bright green colour. So those are added in things. There is what else do I need to tell? I think that's it really for that. We'll stay in this menu, come up, there's no collectibles, and we don't start off with any productions. There is contracts available on the fields that we don't own, which is good, and that's showing the 3 animal pens that we have on our farm. So we do have a cow barn, sheep barn and horse stables. Obviously we'll look at them when we come across them. There's our vehicles and equipment, all spanking new and 100% good. Lots of sale points. As you can see, Sedalia is quite a main sell point there. You can sell quite a lot of things there. If we scroll all the way down and get to where Stones is, that's where your base game products will finish. We are showing there your peas, rye, dried corn, alfalfa, alfalfa hay, soybean straw, which is obviously going to be separate to normal straw, which is cool. Propane, so we can buy it and sell it, as you can see. Corn flour, fine corn flour, cornbread, sweet cornbread, pumpkin pie, popcorn, butter popcorn, ketchup, pumpkin, and pizza. Now obviously I'm going to buy those productions so you can see what you need to produce those, so do not fear. Moving along, we have a custom crop calendar. We do have 2 planting seasons, or windows should I say, for wheat. I think that's the only one that has 2. Scroll down to the bottom, we've got our rye, peas and alfalfa planting and harvesting windows, and that's about it for there. So we'll go through mods, slot counts, things like that. We'll get that out of the way. I'll add in a little bit of money. Like I say, I'm going to get a pickup up here, but we will start up in this corner, I think, because it's a very good place to start. So mods, if I go into this menu and scroll to here, we've got some added in things for the map. So we've got these 2 tankers which have been adapted for the map because they will hold methane and propane, so they've got different capacities. And then, as it says in the description, there is pallets of sugar, so if you don't want to go down the whole producing sugar route, you can buy those from the store, but they are going to cost you a fair bit if you want to. And if you're going to go down the route of producing pumpkin pie, you're going to need sugar, which you'll see in a second, so do not fear either on that front. Now, modded in things in your build mode, there's not a huge amount, to be fair. In sheds we do have quite a few. I won't go into detail because you're going to see most of these as we go around the farms and the map. In silos, we do have this farm silo. That's on one of the farms, I can't remember which one. And there's the 3 bunker silos that have been added in. They will take alfalfa and alfalfa hay even, which is good. If we go to farmhouses, we have a nice farmhouse there, but I'm not going to show you that because you'll see it later. And then if we go to productions and greenhouses, I'm just going to spin around so you can see a bit better. We have 3 modded in greenhouses. That's because they are the guys that are going to give you the pumpkins. Now they look exactly the same and cost exactly the same as the base game ones. So there's the large one, that's the large base game one. But you will need those ones if you want to go down the pumpkin route. So it is just water in and you get pumpkin out. They look pretty cool actually when they're growing. And then we have in animals, I think it's every animal apart from bees and in the others category. We've got a cow barn, old cow barn. Again, I won't show you these because you'll see them on the map. Horses, we've got things, and pigs, sheep, chickens, and that's it. Now if you look at the cows, it is showing alfalfa and alfalfa hay. Horses are showing alfalfa hay because obviously they will take hay as well. Pigs I think are just standard. Sheep are showing alfalfa and alfalfa hay because normally they will take grass or hay. And I think chickens are standard as well, yeah, like so. That is it for the mods. In the painting textures, we've got animal mud, asphalt, dirt, forest ground, a few grass types, a lot of gravel, and then right at the end, animal mud. That is it. There's nothing in trees or plants, so that's it. So, like I say, I am going to add in some money and we'll go around the map. Because we are here, we're going to take in this area, which is the sawmill. Look at that. And we're going to come all the way down, do the town, all the way around like that, and we're going to finish right up here at this farm, and that should be us done. So bear with me a second and I will make us a little bit richer. Right, a little bit richer now. So let's buy these two farms. It's the only things we need to buy for things to show up. So this farm here, it does come with these two fields. I think they're both grass fields. 294,948. That is going to show up a farmhouse and the old cow barn. And if we go top right, this also comes with those two fields. 204,000 on the nose. Buy that. Got the pig barn. That's where the silo is, and we've also got another farmhouse like that. It looks like you own that plot of land across the road as well, which is pretty cool. Right, like I say, we're going to carry on up here and we will move around. So we'll jump in the pickup. I've reset the John Deere Gator down to the store just so you can see where the reset point is, because it's out the back of the shop, so you can see that. And I chose the pickup because the John Deere is a little bit slow. If it was the Mahindra, I may have persevered. Anyway, this is our sawmill up here. So the usual thing, pull in there with your trailer of wood, sell there with the exclamation mark, you can buy the sawmill over there. It's just your standard affair. Wood chip out just there. I'll cut across the grass, I think. But I have to say, this is a very, very nice map. I've been waiting for this for quite some time. I've been watching all of Celobuki's updates on his Facebook page, and looking very, very good. Very impressive, some of the work that they've done on here. Oh, I tell you what I didn't do. I didn't go through slot counts or anything like that, did I? I'm going to pull in here then, we'll do that. But I really love these road signs. Absolutely awesome. American flags on the poles as you're driving around. There's some more along. And all these areas, residential areas, just look awesome with all the big, beefy pickups on the driveways. It just looks absolutely awesome. Right, we will do slot counts because I said I was going to do that and I didn't. I rushed through it. So, in here, if we scroll down to here, in new farmer mode, it is 1,500 slots, and you start off with this equipment. So they've gone on the fence a little bit here because we've got a bit of Case and John Deere, so they've not taken sides. We've got a Case Maxim CVX 115 and a small tractors, two medium tractors, a John Deere 6230R and a 4755, a Case Axle Flow harvester, the John Deere Gator you saw. We've got a trailer. Now if you look at the symbols scrolling across the bottom there, you can see it will take the extra things, peas, rye, dried corn, alfalfa, etc., like so. Headers for your harvester. You can harvest the peas and rye with a standard header. We've got a corn header as well. Cultivator, a seeder. Again, if you look at the symbols, we need a seeder to put our peas, rye or alfalfa in. Planter we've got. There, some of this is really big equipment as well, really nice, which you're going to need obviously, some big fields. We've got a mower setup, a tedder, a windrower, a baler, which is a wrapper, and our feed mixer. And again, we've got alfalfa added in and hay, etc. Also peas as well. I've not tested this. And obviously two types of straw there, one being the soybeans, a header trailer, and belt systems, which you're going to need because you've got flat bottom bins on our starting farm. So that is that. Now it does say 1,510 because that's the pickup we've got. Now if you wanted to sell off all of this equipment, which you can do, its slot count drops down to 1,272. There's potential to get that even lower because on all three farms you can sell off everything, even the decoration and rubbish and junk that's around the yard, which is pretty cool. I like the fact that they've done that. Farm management start from scratch. If you come on here, you don't start off with anything, no land or equipment, and is 1,094. Right, that's that done. Do apologise for that. Right, we'll head on down. I really love the roads as well, the textures of them. It just feels really built up around this area. Very American looking. Never been to America, but you know, you've seen it on the TV shows and things like that, and you do find a lot of places like that. Right, that's enough of that. This is the ketchup production. So most of them are nicely labelled. Look, big ketchup bottle. This is where you will tip in for your products that you're going to need. That's where your pallets are going to produce of your ketchup. And over here is where we can buy this, which we will do that. 40 grand, not too bad. So all you need is tomatoes and water, and we can produce ketchup, which is pretty good. Very, very nice. Right, off we head, literally round the back of the same building. We do have round here, again nicely labelled up, this is the popcorn factory. So again, you'll unload there, your pallets will produce or appear there. 60 grand for this, a little bit noisy, but we can produce popcorn or butter popcorn. So you're going to need dried corn for the popcorn, and for butter popcorn, yes, you guessed it, we're going to need butter and dried corn. Now your dried corn we can do from the corn dryer, which you'll see in a little bit, which is pretty straightforward, to be honest with you. In here, this is our methane sale point. Again, methane all over the tanks, so pretty obvious. And just here is our gas station. So this is our gas station, nothing fancy. So we can refuel here, but just here we can buy the propane from. So that is where you're going to buy propane from. If we go out of here and we'll go across the road, easy to miss this. This is your car wash. So there's one in underneath here for your small equipment, and then you can put up outside, and you've got these little pressure washers just here, which I think is very cool. Nice touch that, I like that. Very, very good. Right, let's head on out of here. And we do have, just in here and round the back, got a nice basketball court there. We've got our animal dealer and the animal dealer sale point. So just here, this will show up the pens that we've got now. Oh, one thing to note actually, if I go down to this menu, this cow farm here, which has got the old cow barn in, if you buy that, there is already 25 Holsteins and 25 brown Swiss there. They do have a little bit of water, they've got a little bit of feed as well. Now if you look at the food capacities just there, we've got 4 bars. So we've got the TMR at the top, which we know that's pretty normal, 100%. We've got hay, then grass, then it says base food. Now I'm assuming the base food is going to be silage, so you can get 85% of silage, because if I quickly go into here and show you cows, if you look at the symbols on the right there, we've got the TMR, then we've got hay, and that's obviously alfalfa hay, grass, normal alfalfa because that's a grass type, and then there's silage. So it's got to be silage, that base food. That's what I'm thinking. Now I did miss something actually, because I remember seeing on his Facebook page about this awesome stone that they've created, fire protection district. Now I'm not sure if there's meant to be a fire station there. It looks like there's sort of meant to be something there. I can't quite remember if there was or not, but there isn't anything there. So across the tracks we do have barriers here. You don't get barriers on all the crossings on the map, so be careful. We're going around here first, because up into here we have a sell point, and this is the grain sell point. If we carry on through, let's stop there. We've got the rent a train point just there. This is your loading and unloading of the train just here. And if we jump back into the pickup, just around here, in there and underneath there is your unloading and loading via your vehicles, like so. Right, now I'm going to go down here because we're at the back of the bakery and the dairy. So this is the bakery, so this is where you're going to tip in for the bakery. That's where your pallets are going to be produced. If we go around the front, as you can see, bakery, very cool. We can buy this for 60,000 and we can produce bread, cornbread, cake, pumpkin pie and sweet cornbread. Now the bread and cake are standard, but your cornbread, you're going to need corn flour and butter. Pumpkin pie is exactly the same recipe as the cake, except the strawberries have been swapped out with pumpkins. And your sweet cornbread, you're going to need fine corn flour, butter and sugar. So that is how you can produce all of those. Some of those will become a little bit more clearer in a second when we get there. And then we are at the back of the dairy here, so tip in there and your pallets will appear around the back. Go, I'm just going to go there. I think should be out of the way. This is your dairy. This one isn't labelled up really, but that is your dairy. We can buy that for 70 grand. I think this is just base game, yeah, so nothing special about that really. As you can see there, we've got Mama Joe's diner, and round the back is going to be your diner sell point. So I like the fact that you have to go round the back of a lot of the buildings. It's kind of tucked out the way, so that's your diner sell point. And if we go round here, I'm going to stop there. We're at the back of two other buildings. So this one here is the pizzeria, and this guy here is your tailor shop. So for your tailor shop, your tipping in and pallets are going to appear there. For your pizzeria, you're tipping in there and your pallets out the back. And to buy those guys, I won't buy the tailor shop because that is just standard fabric in, clothes out. To buy those is just here. So as you can see on the right, we do have people inside. Pizzeria, we can buy that for 40 grand. Again, very nice price. To produce your pizzas, you're going to need flour, ketchup and cheese. So as you can see, you're starting to need some of the other productions into other productions to produce other things, if that makes sense. And then to buy the tailor shop is just there on the steps. Across the road we do have the shop. We can't go inside, but that is your shop menu icon. And around here we do have a workshop trigger just over here. I don't know if I'm in the zone. I am just in the zone. And I'm going to quickly whiz round the back because you can see then where the reset point is, or if you buy, lease anything. So there's the John Deere. I literally reset that, that's where it appears. And then over here is our corn dryer, which is there. Now if you look on the map, it does look like it is just a sell point. It's got that tipping in logo like here, which technically you still can use it as a sell point, because if we go all the way back up to corn, which is there, you can see corn dryer is there as an option to sell your corn at. But obviously once you buy that as a production, it then just becomes somewhere for you to bring your corn to then further it on. But tipping in, unloading, so tip your corn in, unload your dried corn. This is going to cost 100 grand, so a little bit more pricier. And for the dried corn, we're going to need corn and propane. And round the side here is where you're going to put in your propane. Again, nicely labelled up, look. Very cool. If we jump in there, next door we have got our grain mill. So then you can further on your dried corn over into here if you want to. So pallets just there, tip in there. We can buy this guy for 96 grand. And as you can see up the top we've got the usual 4 suspects: wheat, barley, oat and sorghum as flour. But underneath we've got corn flour, so that is just corn in. But then if you want to produce the fine corn flour, this is where your dried corn is going to come into play. You need dried corn and they can produce fine corn flour. So some of it sounds a little bit confusing at first, but once you get your head round it, it's not too bad. So you're definitely going to need to have a few productions going if you want to sort of produce all of the different types of things. Right, from here we will go into here, and this is that farm. So what I like about this, as you already know, we do have cows on this farm, but they are spread around. So we've got some out in this little pasture on its own, which is all fenced off and separate. Got another pasture over here with a few cows in. Over here, and that kind of links up through and goes into where our actual cow barn is. So pretty cool that they've done that. I like that. Very nice indeed. I'm just going to quickly stop there because around the back here we do have a sleep trigger like so. And then if we move on around into the farm, I will stop there as well. We do have a few sheds, so we can open these doors. They are individual. We can turn the lights on wherever we are stood. Very nice shed. And we've got one of these little barns here. Again, we can open the doors separately and turn these lights on wherever we are. It's not a drive-through one, it's just one door at the front here. And then we've got our cow barn. We do have gates where you can go in and out, and all the fields that have the other cows in, like here, they have gates as well you can go in and out of. So if you wanted to, you could put better grass down there if you wanted to plough it up and replant, reseed. But bear in mind your cows are going to be in the field. Right, in here, feed and straw through there. Milk collection point out the front. There's no collision on these bits of barbed wire. I actually drove a tractor through there as well to fill up the water trough here. So water trough there, but I did get a collision over on these ones, and there is there now, look. So just something to note. Right, your dialogue box is here. This will hold 140 cows, but like I said earlier, do have 50 there. I think we can open all these doors as well if we want to. And then out the front is our slurry collection point. Now I did test this with the manure. I sped up time, no manure appeared, and I did the same at our main farm. But down at the main farm I did place down a manure silo extension pit, one of these guys. Skipped forward again and I did get some manure. So if you're putting straw in and you want manure, make sure you put one of those guys down. Got a little shed here, and I will show you, if you look at all this junk here, look, we can sell that. You don't get anything for it, but it clears it all. And as you can see, we can sell off pretty much everything if we want to. So it's nice you've got that option if you want to, but I think the map looks awesome as it is. Some of the buildings obviously you're going to get money for, etc. And what I will say is when you get down out onto this road here, it kind of, you feel a little bit lonely after coming out of that town area. I don't think any traffic comes down through these roads, which is a little bit of a shame. So it is pretty much just us, but look at the size of some of these fields. And they look quite challenging, some of them as well. Look, we've got slopes, trees in the middle, ditches. Very nice map though. Right, here is our farm. So here's that very nice looking farmhouse that we had. I didn't show you. Sleep trigger on the porch. You can't go in or anything or open any of the doors. But there is our house. Moving on, we've got 3 flat bottom bins. There's your auger systems. Another one of those sheds there with some of our equipment in. And again, the same round here. Look, we've got all this junk around the back, but we can get rid of it. We can get rid of these individual little sheds and canopies. So it's really good that you can do that. Really nice big shed here. Again, lights wherever you stood. We've got another gate or door, should I say, down the end. Over here we've got a very nice horse setup. Really cool. We can go in these gates. You've got your dialogue box here. 16 horses this will hold, so they come all out here. I'm not sure if they go in here, but we've got a nice sort of riding hall in here, which is pretty cool. I'm guessing they probably do. Your feed is trough and triggers are in here, and you can open these doors and you can drive all the way through. There's also that little door there if you want to. So there we go. I'll run over here. It's just these animal pens and then we'll get going. Over here we've got a sheep barn. So wool will appear there, and we have 100 sheep we can hold. Your feed trigger just there, they will appear out in this little pasture. We do have gates here as well if you want to go in there, like so. And then we've got our cow barn. Now this is just a barn, so they will just appear in here, some this side and some that side. Feed and straw triggers through here. Is there lights in here? No, I thought there was lights in here, but there isn't. They probably come on automatically. We've got a dialogue box over here. 150 cows this barn will hold. And we have a milk trigger just here. So like I said, I placed a manure heap thing just about here roughly, and I did get some manure, but a very cool shed. And if I quickly show you in landscaping mode, save me going, you can go all the way around here. We do have a slurry tank just there, which is part of the cow barn. So if you sell the cow barn, that will disappear, and that actually leaves a hole there. But there's your slurry, like so. So if you do want manure, you're gonna have to place one of those guys down. Right, that's our farm, I believe. So we'll head on out. And I think all we've got left now is the BGA and the pig farm. Which is up there somewhere. So it looks like that road just carries on, but obviously that's going to be the edge of the map eventually. Nice little sort of bridges there. All different levels going on with the fields and the roads. We go above the fields in a minute as well. The fields were above us just a second ago. It's all up and down. I like it. Challenging. Nice. Right, BGA. This is where you're going to collect your methane from. As you can see, nicely labelled up again. Usual sort of ins and outs, and we can buy this for 300 grand, so not too bad. And as you can see, silage, slurry, manure, sugar beet cut, you're going to get methane and digestate from those as well. And if I click on to the map, so we're now over here, that's now showing up that we own it. So we did all the town, did this farm, we come all the way along into our farm, back out, up here, we're now at the BGA, and we're just going to carry on up into the pig farm. That is us done then. Well, a lot of people have been waiting for this map, so they're going to be quite excited. But it's finally here. So yeah, look how much higher than that field we are now. And this is where we cross the train, but the train track, there's no barriers, so keep your eyes open. So it looks like this is the plot of land that comes with the pig farm across the road. We do have a cemetery over there. You can just about see the sign there. It does say cemetery on it, so I'm not going over there, otherwise I won't sleep well tonight. This is a little garage setup that we can open, which is cool. I think there's lights, yeah, and you can go out that door as well if you wish to. Very cute little farmhouse as well, with a sleep trigger just there. Got a silo, which is here. Now, I didn't test that, but I know the flat bottom bins are just standard crop types, but they will also take your peas and dry corn. So I'm guessing that guy is going to be the same as well. We've got a barn over here. This one has got lights up there, but I'm clicking, nothing's happened. I couldn't see no obvious light switch triggers. Down into here is where our pigs are. So if we open these up, feed and straw through there. This is your slurry collection point, and again with these guys, couldn't see no obvious way of manure appearing, so you might have to place another manure heap down, sorry. And dialogue box there, 108 pigs this will hold. And that is pretty much it, guys. A little bit of rubbish there which we can get rid of. Big shed here, we can go in those doors. I think we saw one like this back at the other farm. Lights there. That guy there is just decorative, you cannot go in, but if I go up to here, we can sell that. 20 grand we get for that. And that is just decorative. So if you want to sell things, just have a look around. Nothing for that, but it gets rid of it. But that is Alma, Missouri, US by Celobuki. Please let me know your thoughts. I'm always interested to know whether you're keen to play a map, you like the look of the map. But if you have enjoyed it, guys, please hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, that'd be fantastic. And don't forget to smash that bell so you don't miss any future videos of mine. I've been Farm Sim Snowy. Stay frosty.